Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You know, you play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? Hey, hey, hey. Here we are, folks. We are ready for the second match of the group stage for England national team here. We're playing, well, we, obviously not English, American, but fond sentiments towards the English national team. I do love the Premier League. It is the best league in the world, no question about it. So we're here to witness the second game, first time out. England, it was okay. It wasn't a great performance. It started off pretty well against Serbia, but let's be real, it turned around pretty quickly. And but you know, we're used to that at the beginning of these international competitions. The level, especially at the start, isn't that high, isn't very fast paced. That's just the nature of the beast. These players come from their club teams. They play all year round with their club teams, for the most part, obviously with some international breaks that many of us club league watchers kind of loathe, because it's not usually Euro or World Cup or something great. It's usually friendlies and nonsense. But I mean, far be it from me to be negative about those international breaks. But I mean, I think people who watch club soccer kind of feel me, get what I mean. That's where we're at. So yep, here we are today. Very excited. Kind of maybe a little more excited for the Italy-Spain match. That seems like probably a better match, more competitive match. Although a lot of people counting out Denmark here, I don't see why there's any reason at all to count out Denmark. I mean, after that first showing by England against Serbia, even though they did get the win, good for them. And that's what it's about at the end of the day, getting those points in the group stage, regardless of the performance. But their performance after the first 15 minutes was pretty garbage. Not what you'd expect from what is an extremely stacked, at least going forward, English roster. I mean, incredible names on the bench even. So yeah, not what you'd expect in that opening match. But so I don't see why anybody should count out Denmark in this match. I mean, really, it's a little weird to hear on the coverage by at least the Fox Sports coverage how much people are discounting Denmark. Now, that said, you'd expect England to win. Of course, you'd expect England to win. But to say no chance for Denmark is just silly. Honestly, anybody that says no chance doesn't watch this sport. It's weird. And if you do watch the sport, I don't know what's going on with you. Like, you just have a really bad short-term memory. Maybe slow down on smoking that good, because yeah, their short-term memory is pretty bad. Anyway, so I'm going to throw up this poll here. England versus Denmark, round 2, group stage. England wins, Denmark wins, or a draw. That's the poll. That's what we're going with. So that's that. It's up. See where that goes. And here we are. Just let's check out I've got the lineup right, other way, right here, as you can see. Lovely lineup. Thank you to FOTMob for providing that graphic. But yeah, so looking at the lineup here, nothing has changed for England. Everything is exactly the same. Stones and Guéhi at the heart of the defense, and again, that is the supposed weak point for England, the defense. Everybody's saying, oh, they're very stacked going forward, but defensively not looking so good. But I think that they could totally be they could come together and have a really good competition defensively. England so far they haven't conceded. Say that. And okay, so that's that. In the midfield, you've so yeah again Walker, veteran. In fact, you could tell when things were going a little pear shaped for England in that opening match in the group stage. You could tell that Walker was that guy. You know, Walker is the guy that's going to take the ball. He's going to take the responsibility, and that's just the way things are. The experience, the confidence, the power, the pace of Walker. Yeah, that's going to be big for England throughout this competition, in my opinion, as long as he stays healthy. And he's not necessarily prone to injury, but you know, he is a dynamic, powerful player getting up in the years, right? How old is Walker now? 34, 30, 34. Yep, 34 years old. Still at the top of his game. Maybe the best he's ever been, really, if you really think about it. Stones draws a lot of criticism, no doubt. I mean, that's the nature of being a center back for England, I feel. You're gonna get a lot of criticism. And if you're young, what is Stones, like 24? Oh, okay. Not right. 30. Stone's a lot older than I guess I'm just showing my age. I feel like he's a little younger than me, which he is. But yeah, so he could come up. And Gahey's a younger one. Obviously, he comes through the Chelsea Academy, 23 years old, playing for Crystal Palace now, doing a great job. Obviously, that's why he got called up. They have more experience. I mean, Lewis Dunk is kind of really up in the years, but he should be on the bench. Here he is. Yeah, how old is Lewis Dunk? Okay, not that. He's only 32. Still in his prime. But yeah, Gahey starts ahead of him, and in both games. So yeah, and you've got Gomez. So Southgate has put a lot, has shown a lot of confidence in Gahey, and you know what? As a Chelsea fan, I'm gonna support him, and I'm gonna say yeah, Gahey can really step up, really step up. Okay, so that's that, and then you got Trippier on the left. What needs to be said about Trippier? I mean, probably a lot, given the fact that he's rarely talked about, and he doesn't start over Alexander-Arnold usually, or Walker at right back. It's weird. You've got 3 right backs on the pitch right now. You've got Alexander-Arnold, Walker, and Trippier, all right backs on the pitch. And guess what? I think it's probably the right choice. I mean, maybe going forward, and I've said this before, I tend to have a problem with right backs on the left-hand side. Unless they have a really good left foot, I don't love it. It's not even defensively that I don't love it, which I don't love either, but I don't love it going forward. You become very predictable to your opposition's defense, right? If you're on the opposition and you're seeing a strong right-footed right back on the left, maybe that goes into your game plan. Maybe you want to expose them defensively. Maybe you again, when they're coming forward, when they're attacking, as a defender, the guy wants to cut in side on his right foot, or that the left cross is not going to be so strong, or that the team is going to tend to not look for those overlaps on the left-hand side from the right fullback. So yeah, I don't love it, but certainly I'm an advocate. I'm a proponent of putting the strongest set of 11 players that you have, and trying to make it work. And that's all part and parcel with being a great manager and seeing what you have to work with and deciding what is the best course of action to get points, to win games. And there's a lot of factors. Is it a season situation or is it a tournament? Tournament completely changes things in terms of approach. But so I think that defense is pretty strong, but I do see some weaknesses, and including the predictability of your team going forward with 3 right backs on the pitch. Okay. But so, yeah, you got, as we said already, Alexander-Arnold and Rice in the middle. I really don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with Arnold in the. I mean, if you have Alexander-Arnold and you're in a tournament where every goal is so huge, like you want to lock things down defensively, but then you can get these set piece opportunities that could change everything for your tournament, right? You need those moments. So with a player like Alexander-Arnold, it could be worth putting him in there just for his ability on those set pieces. Get you that goal. Lock down that defense. And go forward. Get out of the group stage. Move on. So besides the fact that Arnold has tons of other great qualities, I mean, his ability on the ball, he's not the quickest, but the way he strikes the ball on goal, in the cross situation, that's that. And next to a guy like Rice, who is a complete and totally complete footballer, really. I mean, he doesn't get enough credit for his completeness as a player. He can do everything. But yeah, so next to having Alexander-Arnold next to Declan Rice is pretty good. Pretty good choice. But after that first game, I would think that maybe they would switch up something. Maybe Southgate would have switched something up going forward. I mean, not to say that I think Foden is not great, but I might even drop Foden. Call this partisan sentiment, but I might even drop Foden here for Cole Palmer, because again, you would have expected last match, you would have expected England to be a little better going forward, and they weren't, and Foden wasn't really performing. Yeah, I might take him out for Cole Palmer here, because Cole Palmer he has that X factor. He goes into every game wanting to play, wanting to really enjoy himself. And I think that's kind of what England needs a little bit right now. They need somebody on there that has that flair and has that ability to unlock defenses, to do something different that nobody's expecting, okay? And while I do believe Foden, and hey, Foden could score a hat-trick today, and it would be not a shocking thing. He's that good too. But I've seen people say that Cole Palmer is better than Foden, and I think he has a little bit more of the unexpected than Foden does. And again, that's what I think England needs right now. I think they need a little bit of that unexpected. Everything else, Bellingham, Saka, Kane, I mean, again, you have to be able, it's very easy to say that besides Bellingham, every other forward kind of underperformed in the last match. And maybe even Bellingham, after the goal, kind of, I don't know what happened there. My streaming program just kicked the bucket. So here we are. We're back. Sorry about that. Anybody that was in here, if anybody was in here, yep, somebody was. So sorry about that, buddy. But we're back. Ooh, let me put up that. Oh no. Gee. Let's see here. Let me put up a new screen capture. Let's do this. Hey, what a start. What a start. What a start. Okay. I'm going to be a little bit out of it at the moment just because I got to fix this, but I'll be right with you. Let's fix this here.
Nice to see Phil Foden coming in off the line, being active, little bit 1-2s. Gotta get him involved like they do at Manchester City. He's such a good player.
Saka finding Walker.
There it is.
That's away
Okay.
by the Leicester City defender, Yannick
we go.
Vestergaard. Same tactics today for Denmark, the back three, although that might be more of a back five when England have the ball.
Sorry about this,
And
folks.
again we see Trent Alexander-Arnold
Oh,
in the
yeah,
centre
yeah.
of the England
Producing
midfield,
your own show
alongside
while
Arsenal's
going
Declan
live.
Rice.
Yeah. It's not the greatest, but we're going to get through this. And there we go. Let's put it up a little bit more. Get it a little bit bigger.
It's a milestone day for the goalkeeper, Jordan
Hoppa.
Pickford. His 21st tournament match. And he's gone
Okay.
past the great Peter Shilton.
Hope you
That's
guys
the
are
most
enjoying the
all time
game.
in an England
That's
shirt
that.
in a major
Okay.
tournament for a goalkeeper.
And here we go. Okay. We're in. Let's go. Let's go. All right, let me get that game clock going. Boom. Dot. Dot.
I think we've already seen Harry Kane drop off a little bit deeper. In that first game he played high and didn't get any touches.
And
Harry Kane, he wants to get involved into
that's
this
not
game a
good
bit
either.
earlier.
Ah,
If he does drop deep, then
this
the
is
ball's gotta
fun,
run
isn't
behind,
it?
whether it's Foden or Saka.
Ladies and
Jude
gentlemen,
Bellingham run beyond him.
Mark Gahey on the ball.
I think that's a big question for me. How do they get Phil Foden more involved today? Because he was quite isolated out there on the left-hand side against Serbia after such a great season for Manchester City.
Yeah, but a bit like Jude. I love Phil Foden, but a bit like Jude Bellingham. You got to go and grab the game. Jude grabbed that first game. Phil can do that. Obviously, the managers maybe have said to him, maybe stay out there. But I do think he needs to come in.
Just
and
getting my match clock together so y'all can see that. If you want to sync up with my match clock, then we can watch it together. And there we are. And we're in it. Yes! Let's go, baby. Let's go. Again, a lot of people counting out Denmark here. And while, of course, it would be expected to see England win, if you watch this sport, you know that you cannot count out Denmark. And look at them already, taking control, going at England. I mean, absolutely no reason why Denmark can't pull something off here. When you got somebody like Christian Eriksen in the team, let's be real. Christian Eriksen can just step up at any time. He can step up at any time and decide that he's going to control the game, and he is going to give you a lot of trouble. And then you've got Højlund, who doesn't get a lot of credit, but he could just go off and score goals. Like, he's a big, strong, now experienced, Premier League experienced striker. I mean, they've got obviously Højbjerg, who also, I mean, as far as enforcer and completeness as a player, Højbjerg has it, okay, and he can definitely just go off. They've got a great keeper in Schmeichel. People would argue that Schmeichel's a better keeper than Jordan Pickford, and I'm not saying that that's the case, but they're kind of similar. They're kind of similar. Not super tall keepers. Not short, but not super tall keepers. They seem both pretty emotional, heated, and they both seem like leaders. Obviously, Schmeichel has the armband. Pickford doesn't. Kane does, which makes perfect sense. But yeah, so really, Denmark is nothing to sneeze at. You know. Let's see. Here we go, Kyle Walker. Like I said, I believe that Kyle Walker is that guy. And in the last match, you could see it when things weren't going great for England. Kyle Walker was that guy. He was that guy that's going to take responsibility and pick up the ball. I mean, it's a weird thing. It's your right back, but he's just that guy. He's also that guy who is going to pick up the pieces if there's mistakes made in the backfield. It's Kyle Walker. He's the one that's going to get back. He's the one that's going to make those last-ditch tackles. I mean, we've seen him do it in the past, and he's got the power and pace to make up whatever ground needs to be made up. So, Kyle Walker, very important for England. Probably not talked about as much as probably a Kane or whomever. A lot of people talking about Alexander-Arnold, possibly, and turns out he was chosen to be in the midfield by Southgate. A lot of people talking about that, understandably. It hasn't paid off yet, but I tell you what, if Alexander-Arnold scores a beautiful set-piece goal, or if he sets up a beautiful goal with an early cross or whatever, Southgate's going to look like a genius, right? He's going to look like a genius. There obviously are other options for the midfield there. Conor Gallagher, Eze, Kobe Mainoo. Although, yeah, if you look at the formation, you feel that Alexander-Arnold's going to be further back, but I sense that, and we've seen it already in the Serbia game, there was a lot of Alexander-Arnold going forward, right? So you could put a Kobe Mainoo there very easily, but, you know, maybe we might see him, and we might see him there. That'll be interesting. Completely forgot about Anthony Gordon, honestly, because he is also a quality player that could give you a little something else, isn't he? Yeah. And we haven't seen any of those guys, really, have we? We saw Bowen come in. We saw Gallagher come in. Pretty conservative approach by Southgate, besides the Alexander-Arnold in the midfield talking point. But, oh, here we go. Kyle Walker needs to change his shoes. Come on, bruv. Get those shoes changed. Come in. Wait, it's been less than 9 minutes. Should have gotten better shoes, bro. Let's see. He's got a wishbone tattoo on his elbow. Didn't notice that before. Tasteful. Or not. These are footballers, ladies and gentlemen. They aren't the great philosophers of our generation. No offense. But, yeah. Okay. Here we go. Denmark coming back. Pretty even start. It's, you know, I think Denmark probably will have taken some cues or learned some things from Serbia's approach in the opening match against England. You know, Serbia sat back the first 15 minutes and they paid for it. Once they decided to not sit back anymore, they kind of ran the match a little bit. It was like in the first 15 minutes against Serbia, England had like 70% possession. They were controlling it. They got the goal from the consistent pressure and balls in the box, and then Bellingham gets on one. Big strong lad. And yeah, they paid for it, Serbia. But then when they decided, hey, we're not afraid of England, they changed the whole situation. And the rest of the game was a completely different story. And if they would have started like that, maybe they would have picked up a draw. Maybe they could have gotten the 3 points. And I think Denmark will have learned something from that mistake. Yeah. And they've got it. They've got everything. They've got lots of quality, Denmark. They could step up at any time. There's Højbjerg. It was a good tackle from Højbjerg. Højbjerg, whatever how you want to pronounce his name. But he's somebody not to be trifled with. I mean, Højbjerg is essential for this Danish team. No question about it. He's going to clean things up. He's going to keep England honest. Oh. We got offsides. Okay. Ooh, it's a little spicy at the start. It is a little spicy. But I gotta say again, I really like that
entire season in
Denmark is
Championship
not
for Leicester City, and now he comes into
sitting back. They don't look scared.
a European
They look like they
Championships
want
against
to
players
meet
of
England
this
head
caliber.
on.
It's a real step up for him based on what
See
he's
how
been
long
used
that
to
lasts.
over the course of the
But it's up to England to do something, to actually show their quality, because they really did not first opening match. They really did not. You had some individuals, and again, it's not unheard of, it's not abnormal for a team to not play their best in the opening match in an international competition. These players don't play with each other all year long, and it's just this situation. There's only so much you could do in the allotted amount of time as a manager with this team of players from all over the world and perhaps in different clubs within the same country too. So there's Foden leaning back. I mean, again, he could prove me totally wrong here, and you know, because Foden can really explode at any moment, at any time, in any game. But yeah, no, after that first performance, if I'm Southgate, of course there are other considerations. You don't want to kill Foden's confidence, blah blah blah. But if I'm Southgate, just you want to win, you want to get goals, you want to do something a little different. Put Cole Palmer there instead of Foden. Start him. Start Palmer instead of Foden. But we'll see. He didn't even bring Palmer on last match. So, who did he? I'll double check who was subbed actually. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I think. Okay, so it was England versus Serbia.
Stones finding Saka.
Match facts.
Alexander-Arnold
Substitution.
trying to get him on his way.
Yeah, okay, so we did see Mainu. I said that we didn't see Mainu, but we did see Mainu. Yeah, 3 subs. So we saw 3 subs. It was Gallagher, Bowen, and Mainu. Yeah, I mean, you have to say Southgate, he's a bit stale, isn't he? The way he manages is a bit stale.
Scored in the opening match.
Okay, so the final. So far, he's a bit stale. He's a bit stale and maybe a bit conservative, maybe a bit unexciting, right? He's not the most exciting manager, is he? That kind of tends to be the English managerial position, doesn't it? If you think about it. How many exciting managers has the English national team seen? Fabio Capello, Southgate, Roy Hodgson. For a moment until there was that big scandal, you had Big Sam Allardyce, right? How many exciting English managers have there been? Not many. If I can't even think of one. So, yeah, that's interesting. But okay, so this is what we got here for England, and it's certainly a great starting 11. I think there's, you can obviously criticize it, but not terrible, not terrible. I mean, better than not terrible, quite good. Again, I'd be interested in seeing. Maybe I'll throw that poll up, but I would be interested in what the people think in terms of Foden or Palmer. They tend to be compared a lot, and it makes sense. They both were at City, and City gave up Palmer because apparently, pretty obviously, they had a choice to make. It's either Foden or Palmer. And Foden was there before, more experience. Palmer hadn't proven himself yet. Obvious. Kane on his left foot. Yeah, they went with Foden, and so was Southgate. But again, it's that little bit of the unexpected that I think Palmer has more than Foden has in him. I feel like it's an attitude thing. It's just an attitude thing. It's a character thing. You know, Foden is like the good boy, I don't know how to say that. Like, not that Palmer's a bad boy or anything. He's not exactly the bad boy. But Foden is a little bit more like the cog in the wheel and exceptional talent. But Palmer is like that sassy, saucy, snarky, all the S adjectives kind of player that's just gonna get in people's face, piss people off, nutmeg the guy, humiliate a few defenders, you know what I mean? That's Palmer. And it seems, oh, here we go. Walker with the overlap. Oh, Kane's gonna score that. Yeah, that's a goal. Yep. Another early goal for England. Very different goal. But, yep. Let's get this. Do it like that so we don't get any spoilers. Okay. Actually, let's pull this down. There we go. Good goal. Good goal. There you go. There's Walker coming in. I mean, what a savage. Yep. Not exactly a great team goal. Good for Walker getting in there, getting in deep, beating whoever that was to the ball. That little touch. Here we go. Here it is. Yep. Got caught out. Whoever that guy is. Looks like, was that? Wasn't Hoyland? No. Hjulmand, maybe? It was Hjulmand? Yeah, I think it was Hjulmand. Yeah, not a great team goal, but certainly, I would say it's kind of similar in that it's like get ball in the box and see what happens. That's kind of what happened with Bellingham. So, yeah, kind of similar goals. Is Denmark going to respond? That was that. You know, I want to see these teams actually score great goals. You know, I want to see things. I want to see good football, and instead we're seeing bad defending, lack of focus leading to goals. But I guess that's the nature of the beast here. The nature of the beast, especially in the group stage, early in the group stage. Make no mistake. Denmark can do something here. Denmark can turn things around here. They have lots of quality and lots of ability to score goals. And England sure can make a mistake.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, who knows all about defending in his own penalty area, happy to drop back in and do that for England.
Good for Kane though. Kane did not look great in the first match, and you know,
so that's the way it looks now.
It's easier to say that given the expectation that people will have of Kane, including myself. But did not have a great first match. Pretty much nowhere near scoring a goal, as far as I remember. And there you go. He's got his goal, and it's important for your. Although to be fair, Kane is not the type to lose his confidence because he hasn't scored a goal all competition. I mean, he is a savage, mental savage as well as physical savage, right? But yeah, so it's good for him. You want your strikers getting goals. You want your strikers getting goals early in the competition if you can. Give them that confidence. Get that hot streak going. Let's see what's up. Denmark coming in. Good, really. You know, they're not messing around. Denmark. They're trying to come back at England. Oh my God, what is that whack tattoo on that referee? Jeez. That is terrible, man. I don't even feel like I'm like very meticulous about my look when I'm refereeing. Like I shaved my head because I had longer hair and I came back to refereeing, and I was like, I can't have long hair while refereeing. I need to look like a referee. This guy's got a terrible whack tattoo.
Here's Jordan Pickford.
Whatever. No big deal. No big deal, of course. I want to check out that referee's name. I don't know him. Who is this referee?
Gilman can play it out
I know
here.
everybody is extremely interested in the name of the referees. I like to know. Okay, Portuguese referee Artur Manuel Ribeiro Soares Diaz. Or Diaz. Not sure how the Portuguese pronounce it, but yeah. Okay. There it is. Artur with the terrible tattoo.
A little bit sloppy on that side by Bellingham. And might give Denmark the opportunity to get the ball into the England box where they recovered well over there.
Okay. Denmark really keeping that pressure strong. That was such a silly goal to give up, man. Come on, jeez.
Ericsson.
Ooh.
Is
Ericsson looking ready, bro. Look at him.
Ericsson
Oh.
looking to dance, and that's good defending in there initially.
Woo!
Strong play by Declan Rice. Saka's header not very far.
Making a nuisance of himself for England.
Blocked in the end by Bukayo Saka. A
Yeah.
decent spell of pressure there,
You
though, from
you
Denmark.
feel that if they're gonna do anything, it's gonna come from Ericsson. You feel that. He's gonna be the guy. Poor dude. After what happened, what a return after what happened in the last international competition to Ericsson. World Cup, I believe it was World Cup, where he collapsed on the pitch. I was watching that game. And now he's back at the top level. I don't know what happened with him at Tottenham. He was really unhappy. I guess it was with Mourinho, and then he goes to Inter, and then you felt that it was like he didn't want to be in England, but he went to Inter and came right back to Manchester United. Interesting. I guess maybe he just didn't like Spurs. But if I'm a Spurs fan, I probably hate him. I'm not, but if I was, I might. That didn't go down well. Although I don't know. I don't know how Spurs fans feel about Mourinho
A little pocket here.
and about his tenure at the club.
Mailer. It looks like he could be a threat down that side,
I
the
mean,
right wing back. You can see why the
he's
coach
definitely a
wants to give him
divisive
a bit more
character.
attacking impetus. It's then swung in
You know,
by
I hope he comes
Anderson.
back to the
Good
Premier
defending
League,
by Stones. You knew he couldn't win that
wherever
battle,
he
so got
goes.
his body in the way.
There was talk about him coming back and maybe going to Chelsea, and I think there were some Chelsea fans that were into it, but there were also some Chelsea fans, a lot of Chelsea fans that wanted Pochettino to leave. And they were very toxic about it, which I freaking hate. I just hate that. And Pochettino's a good manager, and he should have stayed, but we'll see. I'm not living in the past. Enzo Maresca, I'm ready for it. Let's see what happens. Good Schmeichel. What a powerhouse. That was another interesting one. Where did Schmeichel go after he left Leicester? Did he go to Saudi Arabia? Oh, because he's up there in age. He's 37. I guess that makes sense. But he went back to Anderlecht in Belgium, I guess. It's curious, actually. Did he go anywhere else before Anderlecht? Let's see. So he's at Leicester. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, he went to Nice for a little bit, for like a year. And then he was on a free transfer and went to Anderlecht. Okay.
Ericsson. Now Yannick Vestergaard.
But yeah, underrated keeper. Very good also when it comes to penalty shootouts or penalties. Saves. But he's captain for a reason. He's a leader. And that's probably the most important part there. Yeah, that's going to be a yellow card, tactical foul for whomever that was. Number 3, Vestergaard. Yeah. Yannick Vestergaard. I wonder where he's at. He was at, what, West Ham for a while? No. Okay, so he's at Leicester. So he'll be coming back to the Premier League. No, Southampton. My bad. Southampton. So he's at Southampton to Leicester in 2021. Yep. strong, sort of beast mode central defender. Could see him at
It's been an
Stoke
opening 27
or
minutes
somewhere
here
like
at
that.
Frankfurt, where Harry
You
Kane
know,
scored again in a major
West
tournament for
Brom,
England.
if you will.
England have also just
But
shaded
yeah,
the
they've
possession.
got a lot of experienced players
And
at
they've got
Denmark.
this
I mean,
free kick
what
now.
they're
An
ranked.
opportunity to try and
The
put more
rankings, the
pressure
FIFA rankings are all
on the
sorts of
Danish
messed up,
defence.
honestly. Let's see here. FIFA
Floated in
rankings.
towards Gahey, who
Men's
I don't
ranking.
think initially Owen believed he was going to get there.
So we
He
have,
stopped and went again.
what?
Yeah, a bit of a training ground one. Short from Trippier.
Yeah.
Into Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I'm gonna reject all these
Don't mind
cookies.
that one actually.
Okay. Yeah,
He
I
just
mean,
hesitated.
all kinds of
fraction.
weird. I wonder where Denmark is.
It's only the fourth time that they've been paired
Did I
together
pass them?
in an England team at centre back.
I
John
must have
Stones
passed
and
them
Mark
because
Gahey.
they're not ranked out.
So it's a partnership that's still developing. 16 of the
Denmark,
last
Denmark.
20
There you are,
tournament
21.
matches that England have played. It's been
Okay.
Maguire alongside
So
the
England is
Manchester
ranked
City
what?
man.
4, 5. Okay, they were 4. Yeah, this game is not over by any stretch.
Anderson.
This game is not at all over.
Header won by Alexander-Arnold. Flicked by Foden, but not very far.
And honestly, I mean, geez, England just getting penned in, no problem. That they don't even care. They don't care at all. Getting penned in. Ooh,
Eriksen,
ooh,
he's gonna
ooh.
get there
Oh,
eventually.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Went for a
Woo!
ball he wasn't gonna get to,
That is a.
and in the end, Trent Alexander-Arnold back with an important
Yeah,
tackle.
you're not going to get a pass back on that. That looked like a pass back, but you're not going to get a pass back there. Let's see it again.
Jude
Look at
Bellingham
that.
just tried to shield it out. Højbjerg does brilliantly.
Højbjerg does do it brilliantly.
Just
Still,
trying to
that's
find a
still on
way to get it
Christian
back
Eriksen.
inside. Eriksen.
You don't want Eriksen there with the. Yeah, it's yeah. You're not gonna. That's not a pass back at all. So not even close. To be fair. Let's see if England can do anything. They seem so pedestrian right now.
Bukayo Saka. We've seen
Another,
plenty of
this more of the
control
same.
in possession for England, but not a great
But, you
deal
know,
of dynamism to this
That
point.
was one thing I noticed
Despite
about
having
England.
this
Okay,
lead through Harry Kane.
Very
or at least it seemed that way. It seemed that they got the goal and they noticed that Serbia was putting on the pressure, so they adjusted their approach to the game and to absorb the pressure. But they didn't seem to ever really get out of that. They did that, absorbed the pressure, and then they couldn't start putting some passes together and putting some possession together.
Kane beaten to it by Christensen.
Not the dominant force you'd expect, and certainly they're not doing it now.
Højbjerg. Now Mæhle.
Here comes Denmark again.
Confidence growing in this Danish team. Here's Jonas Vind.
This is good. This is great. This is great watching.
And then Mæhle's
Oh,
cross
oh,
is dealt
Pickford.
with by Pickford, but maybe a situation that he
Kind of
could have just
not the
stayed
greatest
a
punch out.
fraction
Worked.
calmer.
It
That's
worked.
out nicely though to Bukayo
So-
Saka. Good defending by Christensen.
Christensen. Good defending from Christensen. The Barcelona defender, also a former Chelsea player. Definitely was a fan. I did not want to see him go. But them's the breaks. Okay? Interesting that he went to Barcelona. It was a weird time for Barcelona, eh? Still is.
I mean,
Just
the way
kind
the
of
stats screen tells you that England
pathetic,
have
if you
more
will.
of the ball. I must say to the naked eye, it doesn't feel that
From like relative to their history, pretty pathetic time for Barcelona. Maybe I think probably the most pathetic time for Barcelona that since I've been watching the game. So yeah,
I think that's sometimes why fans get frustrated.
just don't look the same team.
Vestergaard to Vind, and then out to Mæhle. Most of the attacking coming down his side, the Danish right.
Here comes Denmark again.
Vind.
Just working it around the box, no problem. England can do nothing apparently but sit there and absorb the pressure. And here they're in.
Jonas Vind and Mark Gahey quickly
Oh,
across. Lands on the
that
roof
looked
of
like
the
a
England
goal
net.
kick.
And in the end, I think Gahey did
Looks
just
like a goal
about
kick.
enough
Nope.
there, and both of them
Corner out of it.
felt the full force of the challenge.
Denmark will have that corner.
It's been brilliant. That's a second important.
Yeah, look at Gahey coming up strong.
And he gets across.
Did he get a touch?
Gets some good switches of
He
play as
did.
well.
Looks like he did. Oof. That could be a bad ankle injury, those types of tackles, to be honest. You could see, yeah, when that foot gets stuck in between the legs like that, I don't know.
Denmark, they've got an average height in the squad of 6'1", so you'd suspect they'd be pretty good from corner.
Yeah, Denmark has an average height of 6'1" in the team. That is pretty tall for a soccer team, let's be real. Some pretty big boys. Maybe they really, and then they have Eriksson on the free kicks. I mean, if you have a team with an average height of 6'1" and Christian Eriksen is taking your set pieces, that's dangerous. That is just, doesn't matter who you're playing against. Doesn't matter who you're playing against.
Christensen on the move in the middle.
There we go.
With the corner. Referee
Oh,
spots a foul.
look at
Free
that.
kick to England.
Yeah. Vestergaard looks like a skeleton. Like, he's not, he's just, his face is a skeleton post life. It's very bony and skeletal. For me. No problem with that. But just an observation. Just an observation. Ooh, Gahey. Maybe loses the ball. Zach, what's even going on over there? This referee seems to already be losing control. A little bit of control. You might need to tighten up. I know quite well that high stakes games, pretty much every single match, almost every single match in this competition is going to be a high stakes game. What did I say? What did I say? This game is far from over. Far from over. Okay? This is not... Denmark is not some BS whatever team, okay? They have a lot of quality. A lot of quality in the team. They can do these things. They can really make this tough for England. And obviously they already have started to. I wonder if things are going to change, if the momentum will change here. Basically right after that goal from England, they did exactly what they did against Serbia, which is sort of absorb the pressure from Denmark. Serbia wasn't able to get through, but here we go. Denmark is. And I don't think you're going to get a call from the refereeing team here. It is a beautiful goal. And not from any of the guys that I thought you might. I don't even know who this guy is. Hjulmand. And he's the one that lost the ball, isn't it? Isn't he? He's the one that lost the ball that led to the goal. How's that for something? I almost said, like, if you're Hjulmand and you lose the ball and it leads to a goal, that you might be playing the rest of the game from like you're gonna step it up. Depends on the type of person you are. Are you gonna be deflated, or are you gonna be angry at what you did? Are you gonna come back with a vengeance? Things people don't talk about that are intangibles in this game. Not this game alone, but in every football match, these intangibles. That's one of them. Woo! First career international goal from this guy, Hjulmand. Never heard of him. Who does he play for? Sporting CP, okay. Plays in Portugal for one of the best teams in Portugal. Sporting CP. Even though 24 years old, young boy. Young guy. Not a boy, not a boy. Let's see, where did CP end? Okay, they won the league. 90 points they won the league. 90 points in a league with 2 less teams. So they were quite dominant, it seems. Well, 2 losses, 3 draws, 29 wins. Okay. Not undefeated or anything, but certainly a lot of points. Okay. And not the easiest league. Actually, the Portuguese league is kind of competitive, isn't it? There's a few teams that can win. Porto, Benfica, CP, Sporting. I don't know if Braga has won in recent times, but I mean, that's a pretty predictable top 4. Anyway, we'll get away from that. We'll go back to this England game. Wow, what a game already, though. Happy to see it, as much as I am rooting for England in this competition. It's nice to see an equalizer here. And now what are you going to do, England? Are you going to step up? Are you going to expose yourselves as way less good than you should be? We're going to find out. Already they're giving it up again. They're giving up possession. They're giving up control of this game right now.
Be brave, get up the pitch, press, be aggressive.
The midfield is completely in control by Denmark here. Completely in control.
As a former England international, of course, hence the way. That's the way the group looks now. A lot tighter, a better reading for Denmark. That's
Man,
Group C,
if
live
this,
standings,
honestly,
all here in
and
Frankfurt.
Did I say wait?
You did.
forget like the
Yeah, you just.
Gilman's got a chance again, and he hits
Ooh,
another
ooh.
one. He's got a taste for it now.
forget the fact that the result is in danger right now for England, but the fact that they've been playing this way so far, it just really reflects poorly on Gareth Southgate. I mean, what the hell are you doing, bro? What is this crap? What is this crap? You have like the best forward line in the entire tournament, and this is how you're playing? I don't know, man. Maybe they need to play like a heavier midfield, like put one more midfielder on the pitch, and just I don't know, play with just 3 forwards, maybe a 4-3-3. I mean, if they're not playing 4-3, I don't think they've played 4-3-3 in recent memory. But this is not looking good. Completely dominated in the midfield. Sitting back, absorbing pressure from Denmark, and Denmark has the quality to punish. And they've done it from an unexpected source, a guy who's not scored any international goals yet. That was his first goal in international competition, Hjulmand. But Denmark came to play, and England is doing exactly what they did in their opening match.
Denmark with more attempts, more on target.
Yep, Denmark, more attempts on goal,
50%
more
each.
attempts on target than England. I mean,
The England central midfield right now is non-existent.
pretty pathetic. Exactly. The commentator is just saying the England central midfield is non-existent, and it is 100% true.
Full of running down the right
And
hand
the,
side.
damn,
Missing the chance to start.
this is ugly.
But he needed to find a better cross than that one.
This is ugly. They need to do something.
Along with Seno in after the first game.
String some passes together, England. String a few passes together. Get some possession. Gain some confidence.
I mean, this is the goal again before you focus on that. He's hit that so well.
Yeah, and Jordan
Yeah.
Pickford, it's a long way, but there's 4 or 5 bodies in front of him. I think he just sees it really late.
Does he see it late?
It's a brilliant
Pickford.
strike.
I don't know. I don't think any keeper is saving that, honestly. See it early, see it late. You're not saving that. So too perfectly placed. I mean, it hit the post before it went in too.
Harry Kane's hardly touched it.
Yeah. The thing is, Gareth is not a big fan of changing
Again,
things midterm. He makes
this
it quite
isn't
high,
like
and then he keeps it.
on the
One
day,
thing I would say is we've got 3 people playing positions that they don't normally play for their club.
and on the day they gave this up, they made mistakes and whatever. Oh, Foden. It is. They are looking exactly the way they looked in the last match, and that makes me think this is a systemic problem. They look the same as they did for the last 75 minutes of the Serbia match.
I don't blame him. I play him there as well.
Pretty pathetic.
Jude Bellingham a little bit deeper. And that's it. We've got 3 people playing positions they don't play.
And again, so what have people been talking about with England prior to this competition?
I just think it's a lot to ask of the boys.
That they're stacked going forward. But defensively, I don't know. Defensively, starting Gahey, John Stones. We don't like John Stones, blah, blah, blah. No left back, no true left back. And again, I've talked about that earlier, but it's not the defense that's losing these games. What have the forwards done? Almost nothing. And again, you can go back and acknowledge that the midfield is non-existent for England. I mean, this is the first time they're possessing the ball. They're stringing passes together.
Trippier
Can they do something here?
into Kane. It's good
There's
defending.
nobody there.
One back for
Okay.
England, though, by Rice. Trippier.
But again,
Bellingham.
people going off about the defense being
Foden.
a black box for England. Like, what's going to happen? The weak point is the defense for England. Meanwhile,
That's how you want to play.
they gave up 1 goal in 2 games so far, and the forwards are not doing anything.
We've got so many good ball players.
I think we'll keep seeing this goal, and why not?
Yeah,
It's an absolute beauty.
they keep reshowing that goal.
114
It is a great
kilometres
goal.
per hour off his
Well
right
placed, quite far out,
So hits it absolutely beautifully.
through
No
a
pressure
lot
on
of
the ball.
traffic. Yeah. And,
Highs
you
and
know,
lows
I
of tournament football. Absolutely.
I think the England fans are going to see this and say to themselves, what the hell is this crap? I know we're giving up the result now at the moment, but even if we get the result, what is this crap? What kind of confidence are you going to have that England can actually go ahead and win this thing? Before this even started, like before they stepped on the pitch in the first game, I thought, and again, it's early. This is far from over. The match is far from over. The tournament is far from over. But even before this competition, I was looking at this and at this team, and I thought, hey, you know, man, England, this is a weak time for Spain. It's a weak time for some other huge clubs in Europe. This might be England's time. This might be their time.
Okay, he's been our best player.
Ay.
Been terrific. Defending his
Not
box,
looking
winning the
good,
ball.
and looking like systemically bad.
Denmark
Like
got comfortable,
Southgate
that's
is
to say.
effing up. And actually, I forget who I was talking to, but I was surprised at the vitriol the person had about Southgate, and I'm kind of understanding it right now. Like,
Yeah, it's gonna have to be something
Southgate,
special to beat John Pickford
ugh,
from there.
looking really bad
Decent
right now.
effort, though.
Looking really bad.
The last 7 goals he scored have all been scored for Denmark. It's a while since he got one for Tottenham, and England have turned the possession over again. Final minute and a
Jeez.
half.
The
Manchester
England can't
United's
get to the half
Rasmus Højlund
any
with the
sooner,
cross.
and
Declan Rice nice and
it's going to
composed,
be
and
on
he's
Gareth
lost it.
Southgate to do something,
And that could have been costly at
to,
that
to,
corner
to
for
say
Bale.
something to these boys, because this
England
is
lead half-time.
embarrassing.
Big time.
Vestergaard.
Again, it's not,
They're calmed down by the
of
very
course, the
experienced
result,
Walker.
you're not going to be happy right now if you're England, having been ahead and allowing Denmark
I
to
think this is a really
come
big
back
few
and
minutes in this
equalize.
tournament
But
for Gareth
beyond
Southgate.
that, this is,
Because
it's
this
the,
could
it's
get away from England the way
the
that it's
quality
going
of
right
play
now.
and the exhibition on show for England is just pathetic.
Just drop off.
Nowhere near the level
Stop doing it.
where you'd
Denmark have
expect
been outstanding since the Kane goal.
this team to be
Minutes to be added on.
going forward in the
Then they could
midfield.
have a bit of a rethink. I would think the Danish coach would just like to stay out there and carry on playing.
Yeah, they've got the momentum. Such a big thing in football, any sport.
Yeah, England
You
needs to
get
get
a
to
bit of momentum
halftime,
in the game.
and Gareth Southgate needs to prove that he's a legit manager here, because as it stands, he's not proving it.
Alexander Arnold. Good work by Christian Eriksen.
As it stands, he's only proving
Now Harry
Gareth
Kane.
Southgate is only proving that he is stale. His approach is conservative, and
Walker.
just
Alexander
weak.
All the way to Trippier. Kane and Bellingham wait in the middle.
There's nothing exciting about the way that this
Declan Rice.
team is playing when they have so many exciting players on the team. You know, if this is still a draw later in the game, even
Saka
I would
finally
say
Foden.
65th
Foden
minute,
with the shot.
I'm going to go back and say get Cole Palmer on the pitch.
And that's half-time.
Gotta see Cole Palmer on the
England
pitch.
started well. Harry
He
Kane
is that
scored
guy.
in a major
He is that guy.
tournament
I would put
64
him on the
now
pitch.
for
I would
England.
consider getting Eze on the
They
pitch.
allowed Denmark back in it.
I would even
And they
switch up
scored
Harry
big
Kane
goals
if he
in the
doesn't step up.
tournament, scored by
If Harry
Scholes
Kane
and
doesn't show a
Nicholas
little bit
in
more
England. It
in the second half, I'd even take him off, or at least not, maybe not take Harry Kane off. Actually, I wouldn't take Harry Kane off, but I would throw Ollie Watkins on there. I'd find a way to put Ollie Watkins on there. Maybe Ollie Watkins, Kane, Cole Palmer up front. But again, I think that midfield is looking weak. Gareth Southgate needs to do something about the midfield here. Probably, he's probably going to bring on like Conor Gallagher. I don't know if that's the move. Although, you bring on Conor Gallagher, that might free up Alexander Arnold. But then you have to rely on Alexander Arnold out of position to start conducting the midfield. And I don't think that's going to work. So if you bring... So you got to bring somebody on. So you might... It's a choice here. Do you bring on another midfielder and sort of change and maybe get that foothold in the possession, which I don't think Southgate is going to do. I don't think he's going to do it, you know, because they could potentially do that and still not control the midfield. And then where are you at? You brought off one of your forwards when you need a goal. So for me, probably the conservative move here is to... The very conservative move is to not do anything, right? But another conservative move could be to bring off like Foden or even Saka, maybe. I wouldn't take off Bellingham or Kane. I would maybe take off Foden or Saka. Probably Saka, because just based on performance. But maybe not Saka because he's the more natural winger. There's no other winger besides, I guess, Alexander Arnold. You could consider him a wing back even. Maybe he could make those overlapping runs. But yeah, so a conservative, for me, you got to bring on Palmer or maybe Eze. And ultimately, if you're still not having... Because I don't think it's about necessarily getting on another, a better striker or anything like that. Because if you give Kane the service, he'll eventually score. You get Kane the service, he'll score. But he's not getting any service. And he likes to drop in deep. So that also changes the way things are. If he's dropping in deep, then who are you sending it to? Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of questions here that need answers. And it'll be interesting to see what Southgate goes with. It's obvious the midfield is gone, so he might have to do something there. He really might have to. Honestly, he might just have to bring off Alexander Arnold, which is tough because if you get in, there's other people that can take set pieces, but like even Trippier. Trippier's a pretty damn good set piece taker. I don't know if he would take them if Alexander Arnold comes off, but he potentially could. Probably won't ahead of Bellingham and Foden. I think Saka takes them sometimes at Arsenal. Yeah, but I think probably the move is you got to take Alexander Arnold off and bring somebody else on that can control the midfield a little bit more. And I don't know who that is, but I'll again say one more time, Palmer is that guy. Palmer is that guy. He can change everything for you. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to go to a halftime break, and I will be back for the rest of the half, hopefully a few minutes before the half starts, and we will see if England can turn this around. It's not looking great, and it's definitely not looking great for Gareth Southgate's ability here. Okay, so here we go. We're going to be right back, and I will see you soon. back. I'll watch the second half soon, baby. Yeah, let's see if Southgate can actually do anything with these guys. So far, this competition, he has only embarrassed himself and embarrassed the English team, even with the win in the opening match. So that's what we're up to. Watching this game. Let's see. I mean, he's definitely not going to make a change at halftime, right? Unless there's an injury or something. I don't see him doing that. Who wants to say definitely? But he does seem, again, like a sort of conservative manager with not a lot of very interesting ideas. I think the extent of his interesting ideas was Alexander-Arnold in the midfield, and as much as I'm okay with it, it's not really panning out. The English midfield is really, really terrible and just in shambles. Denmark is just running circles around them, even though Denmark's not winning, which they could easily be winning, given the performances of either team today. Pretty bad, really bad. But yeah, this is where they're at. They're one apiece, and let's see. I mean, it's going to be really embarrassing if England comes out and plays the same way. It's just going to be really, really pathetic. So, unless, I mean, yeah. People were saying that Southgate's out if England doesn't win this competition. I mean, it's not even the winning for me. If they have a good competition, if they had a good competition and they performed and the style of play looked right, and they were imposing the will of the English strategy, of the English approach to the matches, then that would be something to hang your hat on. You can hang your hat on coming and playing your game and imposing your will on the opposition and really making making a stamp on that pitch that day. But this is not it. This is not it. And forget winning, losing, drawing, not the points. This is not it. Not it. Denmark, on the other hand, certainly stepping it up. But you wonder, how much is it? Denmark's first match was against Slovenia, and they drew that. I didn't watch it, so I can't tell you what the... Okay, so Denmark did control the game. Yeah. Oof. They literally more than doubled the amount of passes that Slovenia was able to make. But yeah, good on Denmark. They are actually imposing their will on the game. They are actually controlling the ball and stringing passes together and looking like an actual team. England is not so much, right? Here we go, we're back in it. No changes at halftime. No changes at all. Although, I mean, again, something needs to change in the midfield here for England. Otherwise, they're going to do another 45 minutes of absorbing pressure from Denmark. Again, not crapping on Denmark. They're looking absolutely great. They're looking really good. Well done to the Danish manager Kasper Hjulmand. Oh, is he related to the goal scorer Hjulmand? Morten Hjulmand? That's an interesting question. Let's look up Morten Hjulmand, as probably he's getting a lot of searches on Google. Morten Hjulmand. Let's see if his dad is the manager. Does it say his parent, whose parents are? I don't think it does.
And I think, look, Trent Alexander-Arnold's a brilliant passer. Got away with one there. I don't even think that was a foul.
Do we just kind of get the cards on the table and say that
doesn't say anything about it? Okay.
England team.
Well,
because I just can't
this
see it. I think
Wikipedia
they'll be
page
soon
is
against
definitely going to
Serbia.
get filled
I'm
out
struggling
after
to
this
see it again
competition
today.
Look, I'm
because
with you. It's different if you arrive into there as a
Yeah.
right back into midfield. The pitches are
that was a
different. You see the game in front of
sensational
you.
goal.
If you got your back to the game, it's completely
Okay,
different
got
as a
that.
right back. I think Trent's
Oh,
best
here
when
we
he can
go.
see the whole
People
picture.
also ask, is Morten Hillman related to Casper Hillman?
I think that's a very good
No
point.
relation.
People see him
Okay.
move into midfield
No
as a
relation.
right back for Liverpool, but when
Just
the
a lot of the
starting
same
position
names out in Denmark,
is
which
as
is
a
fine.
central midfielder, it's an
No
entirely
judgment.
different
No
challenge
judgment.
for the individual
Happens a lot.
player.
Many countries. Okay. Again, Denmark already in the driver's seat here.
And the noise inside this
Pretty,
stadium in
pretty
Frankfurt
embarrassing.
coming from the
Pretty,
Denmark
pretty
supporters.
embarrassing here. That's okay.
Victor Christensen.
Oh, there's no foul there.
The
Don't
shining
call
lights
foul.
for England has been
Good.
the Crystal
Good
Palace
refereeing.
defender
Good
Mark
refereeing.
Gahey. He's been outstanding.
Absolute class he's been.
Saka.
Oh, Saka.
Fortunate
I
to get
don't
the
know,
ball to
bro.
Walker. Now Kane.
I don't know, bro. Okay. He's dribbling past people. That's what, how many people has Saka dribbled past this match? That's kind of his job, isn't it? When you're like the only natural winger,
Penetrate quicker.
kind of got to go out wide and dribble past people.
There are players who
Right?
could help with that.
I mean, that might not be your
Eberechi,
style as the
Crystal
winger.
Palace,
Maybe you're
Randy
looking
Cole
for the
Palmer,
overlap. Maybe you're
Chelsea.
looking to cut in. And
Ollie
certainly
Watkins,
Saka's
Rice
probably
can
looking to
pass
cut in
something
sometimes.
else of Denmark
He is a
defensively.
big-time goal
At the
scorer.
moment, England are absolutely stuck in the
Big
mud.
time. I don't know. How many goals did he have this season? I don't even know. Let's find out. He had. Okay. Player profile. Saka. Yep. He's on the right, so yeah, he's going to look to obviously cut in and go on his left. But we haven't seen any of that, really. We haven't seen any of anything.
One there by Walker.
But okay, how many goals did he have this
By Yannick
season? Does anybody
Vestergaard.
know?
Taken
Let's
down
find
by
out.
Højbjerg, who's challenged immediately by Bellingham.
For Arsenal.
Ericsson. Bellingham complaining to the referee, but I mean, he can sit down as long as he
Season.
wants to. I mean, he's got to get back up and get involved here.
20 goals for Arsenal in 47 appearances.
Need Jude in that midfield.
For a winger,
Hjulman's been one of
that's
the best
pretty
players
darn
out
good.
there
Let's be real.
on the pitch so far.
That's pretty darn good.
Goal was special,
Average
and he's
FOP
scored
mob
well
rating of
performance. He's been
7.9.
very neat and tidy in possession
It
for
is
the
just
day.
a FOP mob rating, but at the end of the day,
Look composed.
average rating of 7.9
Denmark have been really confident, positive on the ball.
from any organization. Jeez, I mean, it's pretty darn good. But again, 20 goals in 47 appearances for a winger.
On by Højlund to
That's damn
Eriksen.
good.
then
And
back
we've
for
seen
England by Kieran
literally
Trippier.
nothing of this so
That's
far
the
in
way
this
the group looks
competition.
at the moment. England top, Denmark
Now, I'll tell you this.
second.
This would be even worse. Like, so far, nothing's really changed. I don't see anything change. Look, okay, we have Alexander Arnold running forward. Nothing really changed. It seems nothing has changed in the midfield for England.
Love to see that from him. Obviously, played a poor ball.
Certainly not a substitution, but I'll tell you this: if this match ends 1-1, or if England loses to Denmark, then and if Southgate doesn't change the starting 11, we got a problem. You got a problem, and Southgate is not going to really have many defenders like of his choices. Here's Rice going for something. Yep. Again, Rice is a complete, very complete footballer. He can really do anything. Not seeing much from him this match, but that's really his. To be fair, yeah, he you have to say maybe is responsible for losing the midfield, but it must be a tactical thing too. I'm trying to make out. Obviously, Denmark is playing with more midfielders, period. But they're able to push up and control that midfield and pen England in at times. What were the stats from first half? Or up until now? Up until now, Denmark, yeah, it's just about the same in terms of possession, but a little bit slightly favoring Denmark, but you also have the slight favoring on the passes and on the accurate passes for England. I mean, for Denmark. So, Like,
Alexander Arnold. Gehi.
not good. Really not good. Something needs to change. This is actually going to be a good question. What is Gareth Southgate's first change? What is it? Is it going to be a midfielder, or is it going to be, if nothing changes, right? If nothing changes, the scoreline doesn't change, the ebb and flow of the game doesn't change. Does Southgate bring on a midfielder, or does he choose to bring on a winger? Or does he even bring on a striker? Does he bring Ollie Watkins on? He's not gonna, I don't think he's going to bring Ivan Toney. I don't think Ivan Toney is ahead of Ollie Watkins. But does Southgate bring on a striker? Does he bring on a midfielder, or does he bring on a winger? It'd be interesting to see, and maybe it'll be a little bit of a insight into the mind of Gareth Southgate, who so far is failing miserably. Absolutely miserably. Again, not because of the scoreline or the potential result, but simply because of what has happened so far in these first two games, first 1.5 games, which is very strong lack of dominance by the English national team. Definitely much poorer than expected. Okay, so here we go. Here's that first change. Yep. Bringing off Alexander Arnold, as I said, is probably the move. It's not working. It's not working. It's not working, unfortunately, and bringing on a real midfielder in Gallagher. And Gallagher, the thing about Gallagher is that Gallagher is going to press. Gallagher is going to press. He's going to get on the pitch, and he's not going to stop running until the final whistle. Okay? That's Gallagher. That is Gallagher, my boy. So I don't think it changed much in the last match. It seemed like he brought Gallagher onto. And again, this is sort of a conservative move. Like and I don't think he changed much in the last match when he came on. It looked like they were looking to close the game down. Now they're looking to fix the midfield problem. So it's understandable that Southgate has noticed that. He's noticed, crap, this midfield is not able to hold the ball, is getting dominated. So he brought Gallagher on. And maybe that'll free up some other movement from other players, from other positions.
Yeah, and to be fair, Jude Bellingham makes that run brilliantly. Run in behind the defense.
If you're an English fan, if you're an England fan, you want to see some sort of dominance from England, like they're supposed to. They're fifth ranked on FIFA's rankings. Denmark is 21. Not that that means much, but something. There should be a clear distinction in quality, right? When you have a 21 versus 5. I mean, it goes without saying. There's not much of a distinction in quality here. Great. There's Foden making something happen. Slap in the face to me, who said bring on Cole Palmer. But, yeah, good for him. Stepping it up. Yeah, he had, like, no space and no time to fire that off, and he managed to strike it quite sweetly. Do pretty darn well. Good on Foden.
Phil Foden. Do you think Kasper Schmeichel had it covered?
What's going on here? Okay, so Denmark is going to make some changes here too.
Alexander Barr, who started the opener against Slovenia, left out today for Mæhle. He's coming on to replace the left wing back, Christensen.
Huh. Don't really know these guys anyway, so I couldn't really tell you. Here comes the commentator saying that this is a defensive. This is a move for some more defensive solidity.
Bit like Eriksson, really, at number 10. Now we'll play on this right-hand side, made it switch over to the left.
Denmark Danish manager probably expecting some sort of change from England, some sort of pressure. I'm being proactive in it.
Have some substitutes warming up
And
down
being
below us.
proactive in his
Eze,
changes. Something that I'm not sure
Bowen,
Southgate is
and Ollie Watkins. So maybe more changes on the cards here
really.
for Gareth Southgate.
I don't want to say he's not capable of it, but certainly he hasn't exhibited that sort of want to be proactive in changes and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, to be fair, it's an early one from him to take Alexander Arnold out. It's like, why didn't he do that at halftime? But I guess that's the difference. You know, Mourinho is there. He's going to do that, make that change at halftime probably. He might even make it before halftime, as we've seen him do in the past. But not Southgate. But at least he made the change. Oh my gosh.
Otherwise, that would have been a really good chance for Denmark.
He's good at that, Conor Gallagher. Puts in so much work in that midfield. They needed him there.
Oh, gotta get that game time
Long
going
throw
back
for
up.
Bar. Declan Rice
There we
underneath
go.
it, then
My
Bukayo
bad. There's the
Saka.
match clock.
Given it
Okay,
away
here we
by
go,
Vincent
giving it
Kompany.
away.
Now Kane.
See what Kane can do. It will be a nice pass to Saka here, out wide. See if Saka can do his job. So far, so decent. Yeah, and it ends in nothing.
He's a beautiful player to watch.
He got closed down.
Even
There's
2v1,
two,
he's
three
not scared.
Danish players coming
Straight
and
in the
closing him
defender,
down there,
takes
but
people off balance.
he managed to do something.
Scored 3 goals in the World Cup. Saka back in 2022. Here's the
Foden's
Foden
attempt
chance.
it again. Great try, man. I mean,
It's a decent strike. Kasper Schmeichel, I think he had it covered.
He's the Premier League Player of the Year in England this season. Phil Foden, 27 goals for Manchester City, the best scoring season of his
oh, I
career.
didn't know
Still
that.
such a
I guess
young
Phil
player,
Foden
he's
was
already
Premier
won 18
League
trophies.
Player of the Year
He's the
this
kind of
season.
player that really can turn this
Well
around.
deserved, well deserved.
England
Surely
play Denmark
his
or
best
England
season
at the
so
moment.
far.
England in front through Harry Kane.
Really growing up
And a very,
before
very
our eyes
sensible
and
equaliser
making,
from Morten Hjulmand.
cementing himself in basically the best team in
Gallagher,
England, maybe the best team in the world, best club team,
Foden.
and maybe the best team ever, right? I know people, especially older people, are gonna
Takes on
have
Christian Eriksen,
a
the
problem
ball
with me
straight
saying
back
that Manchester City, this
Christensen.
Manchester City team might be the best team ever, but they might be. I mean, especially considering Pep Guardiola.
from England.
Yeah, they got to get the ball to Bukayo Saka.
One of my favorites is that old Barcelona team with Xavi, Iniesta, Messi,
He gets on the ball.
Busquets. They won
Free kick to Denmark.
they didn't win back-to-back Champions League, but I think they won 2 Champions Leagues on either side of a loss, a failed campaign in the Champions League. But yeah, one of my favorite teams ever. That beautiful tiki-taka, like 80% possession every single match Barcelona team. But again, Manchester City now might be better. I mean, they don't have a Messi, so maybe they ain't, but pretty close. It's pretty close. They have a more seasoned Pep Guardiola, which is nothing to be trifled with.
Almost got Bukayo Saka off his feet.
And you can see Pep's evolution too.
Playing in his 3rd tournament, major tournament by the way, Saka at the age of 22.
Playing like
Playing in his 3rd major tournament.
even less. I mean, still possession-based game, but less possession-based game. Ooh. Refs pulling out the yellow cards.
Yellow for Gallagher.
No surprise, Gallagher's in his book. That Gallagher's that guy, you know, man. He's got a lot. He's got the grit, the aggression, and the quality. The stamina. What a player. Underrated. Underrated.
Coming up on Fox, Italy and Spain face off in a Group B matchup, and that match is next on
Yeah,
Fox.
that's the game, man. Italy versus Spain today. Woo! Oh my gosh. Let's see what happens
Still about
there.
half an hour to go
Mm.
here in Frankfurt. evenly poised at 1-1 between Denmark and England for supremacy in
Yeah.
Group C.
Great to see something here. It's a little cagey right now. Nobody's willing to take a risk or
Højbjerg.
really get their boys forward. I mean, look at Denmark. They've got two guys
The goal that Eriksen scored
hovering around the back line of England.
was 42nd for Denmark, 4th all time, only one behind Pauli Jorgensen, who's 3rd on the list. Today where he's joined Simon Kjær at the top of the all-time caps list for Denmark at 132. Clip forward there
Get
by
some coffee
Park,
in
good
here.
running in behind by Damsgaard, and that's good defending by Declan Rice for England.
Need to wake up because I'm falling asleep in this match. Jeez.
Conor Gallagher. Højbjerg. Rice. Lost out to Højbjerg.
No. Oh, he gave the advantage.
Had to take it. Really, really inviting position for Christian Eriksen.
That's not the first time we've seen Declan Rice turn it over in midfield.
A little bit of the sting has been taken out of this game. There was some heat. You expect it to kind of come back at any time, but now that it's a draw, it sort of changes everything, right? That sometimes a draw, like it's just it kills the game a little bit. Somebody scores a goal, things pop off, right? That's kind of what happened when England scored the first goal. And Denmark did it. Good on them. Good on them. Rank 21, bringing it to rank 5. And again, I think they literally, of course the stats are not everything, but we're talking about 370 completed passes versus 332 of England's. 52% of the possession versus 48% of England's. Not what you'd expect from a number 5 versus number 21 in the FIFA rankings, but this is football. That is the game that we love. Soccer, if you're in the States and you insist on calling it something that the creators didn't want to call it. Yeah, you get nothing there, bro. Nothing from the referee there. Good refereeing. Good refereeing. Letting the boys play, but putting the card in, getting the card out when he needs to get the card out. Come on, Saka. Let's see what's up. Saka. Here we go. Here we go. Nah, a little too much. A little too much on it. Foden's looming, though. Foden is looming. Good. Jude Bellingham. What a player, man. You know, he should be the star. He that good. Ooh. Oh, man. That didn't look good. Oh, no. You hope that's not something that Bellingham is, you know, he's playing on right now. And maybe he'll play on for the rest of the game. But that looked like something that could hurt him down the line in this competition. That didn't look good. His leg was hyperextended. Maybe he's just that flexible. Young boy.
Really try and take a hold of this second half.
Yeah, commentators talking about just not seeing. Oh, terrible, terrible, ugly play in the back for England. Just untidy and pathetic. Even though I'm a fan of Rice, I'm not flat out blaming him. It's just everybody here. It's pedestrian. That's really the best word I can think of is pedestrian. Okay, so Højlund's coming off. I just want somebody making runs and stretching England as much as possible. Seems bringing on Poulsen.
So let's see whether Denmark's height can be a factor here from
Yep.
this latest
Getting
corner.
any of these set pieces.
Christian Eriksen out to take it. And the three centre-backs have all
Denmark's
got in
going to be
there.
dangerous.
It's in towards
With their height,
Vestergaard.
size.
And then Damsgaard was challenged over there by Saka. Damsgaard
Ooh!
scored from distance in the semi-final at Wembley against
Man.
England 3 years ago. And that just made Pickford think a second.
Yeah, just not enough pace in it, I don't think.
What is going on here, man? This is just terrible.
They just look a little bit
They're
tentative.
just very predictable, England too. Like you see that that
Yeah.
that Denmark is getting into position defensively before England can get the ball there. They're just being read like a book by the Danish defense.
Christensen and a forlorn chase on
Okay,
that side.
good. Turn that ball over.
Now Gareth Southgate can make his
Can
three
England
changes.
even pass their way out of this? They gotta throw in the backfield close to their corner flag. Can they even play out of it? Like, I don't have. I'm watching this game right now, and I watched the last game. I see that they have a throw in near the corner flag. I don't have confidence that they can actually play the ball out from there.
So Jared Bowen for Phil
Here
Foden
comes Eze
was the first
and
change.
Watkins. Okay, and Bowen. Triple change.
Not sure the England supporters like that too much, judging by the reaction in here.
I think it's good. Apparently, the supporters aren't too pleased with Foden coming off, but
And Harry Kane coming up as well for
it's
Ollie
oh,
Watkins.
because Kane's coming off too. They're taking him off for Watkins. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. I'm totally okay with this. I'm okay with definitely okay with Saka coming off. As much as I appreciate him as a player, I'm very okay with this triple change. Watkins, Eze, Bowen on for Saka, Kane, and Foden. Very okay with this. Something needs to change. Again, I think the real loser here was the English midfield, but something has to change now for this game in this very moment to make something happen. And certainly Ollie Watkins can score a dang goal. He can score a lot of goals. The guy has like 19 goals and 13 assists for Aston Villa this season. Harry Kane enjoying his time at Bayern Munich, but it ain't the Prem. Well, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say Kane is in worse form than Watkins or whomever. Obviously, Kane is first choice, but right now something needs to change. Watkins is definitely a different kind of striker than Kane. He's not the type to come in deep. He's the kind to stay up top and stretch out the defenders and the defense. And yeah, that might be, you know, I didn't even mention that so far, but that could be a part of why Denmark has been able to sort of dominate the midfield and press England back. It's like if you have a striker that isn't looking to run in, he's more looking to run back into the midfield and connect, which is also good, but it's different than a striker that wants to run in behind or sometimes wants to run in behind. I don't think Harry Kane makes a single run in behind. I mean, it's just not something that he does very often. That's not the type of striker he is. So yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about that there, for sure. So let's see if this changes things. Already, you're starting to see a little bit more possession from England. A little more. Here we go, and there's your first run in behind from Watkins, just as I said moments ago. You know, it's that sort of thing that you could see that the midfield, something needed to change about the midfield, and obviously Southgate saw it. He brought on Gallagher in the 50-something minute for Alexander-Arnold. Didn't quite change too much, although it did, because I mean, Gallagher versus Alexander-Arnold, Gallagher is going to be on the tips of his toes, and he's going to be closing people down 100%. But now you have, again, another kind of striker that's going to make those runs in behind rather than look for the hold-up play, although Watkins is strong too. Strong in the hold-up play. Here we go. Here we go. No surprise, Gallagher is running back, and he is on it. Let's see if he can... Oh, it's looking a little loose there. Looking a little loose. Good job, Gallagher, to stifle that. I mean, that's what he's there for. That's what he's there for. But yeah, so you have to think that that Watkins choice was more than just okay, we need fresh legs, we need a different striker there, or whatever. Kane's not having the best game. Maybe Kane is nursing that back injury that apparently he's had since before the competition. But you can change the state of the midfield play by changing a striker. 100%. 100%. And that's actually pretty astute from Southgate to do that sort of thing. Obviously, you need a goal, so people are going to be moaning and groaning when you're taking off your captain and one of the best strikers, maybe the best striker that England has had in recent years. But you're already sort of seeing that effect. You're already seeing that effect. And you're also bringing on Bowen, who's going to... Is it right-footed winger? Is he right-footed winger? But either way, he's going to constantly look to... Yeah, he's left-footed. So he's going to constantly look to scare the defense and push them back with his runs and with his stamina and aggression. So, yeah. Oh, silly Khan. Could be at this point. At this point, it's looking likely. A draw for sure. Yeah. Definitely looking more likely to be a draw right now, but plenty of time left in this game, man. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. And good on Southgate. I wasn't expecting it, but he has made some very big changes by the 69th minute. Oh, that's out. Walker. Good on Southgate. Good on Southgate, right? I did not expect him to do that. Not expect him to make that sort of drastic change. But also bad on Southgate, because this team has been really underperforming for most of the minutes that they've been on the pitch since the start of the tournament. Flat out. But here we go.
Don't forget that Lionel Messi and Argentina open up the 2024 Copa America, taking on Canada.
Ooh, Copa America tonight opens up 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Argentina versus Canada. People will expect, but you know what? Canada has, the last match that I watched Canada play, they actually looked pretty darn good. Surprising. I think it was against the U.S. I don't remember, but they surprised me. Ooh, here we go. Ooh. Yeah, see, Bowen is pushed all the way up, and he's just sitting. He's just standing on the shoulder, ready to explode past the defender on the left, on Denmark's left. Right? Well, that was a center back, but obviously Jarrod Bowen's on the right. And he's just looking, waiting. And so that defender needs to sort of sit back and think, I don't want to be caught out. And Bowen's in behind this late in the game. All those things contribute to stretching the team back and sort of opening that midfield up, which was the biggest problem for England in the first half. And much of the second half so far. And you can see how these things are decided, which is how the There's more than one way to skin a cat. Let's put it that way. You see, you got a weak midfield going on. It's not always the midfield itself. Sometimes you need to change the striker. Sometimes you need to change a defender even. Less so the defender, but... Oh, there's nothing there. Yep, just a goal kick. Just a goal kick. Poulsen wants a foul for a pull, and probably there was a bit of a pull there. You know, if you're a center back and you've got... Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, there was an arm in the back first from Poulsen. Then was there a pull? There's no pull there. There's like nothing there. Nothing at all. Players, deceitful players. Always trying to get something on the ref. I know that personally. Gotta always be strong as a referee. But good job by Guéhi. Actually, people should be saying something. Guéhi's been doing pretty well. Again, coming into this, people were talking about how stacked England was going forward, but that the defense was the shady part of the team, right? That the defense was, we're unsure of the defense. Well, they did give up a goal, but so far it's not the defense that are looking shady. It's going forward. Really not much coming out of an incredible riches of forward talent. Here we go. Can he keep it in? Nope, can't. Sheesh. Watkins. Yeah, and that's, again, what he was brought on to do. Run in behind, stretch the defenders back, give some space for the midfield to operate. Pickford, good save. Strong hands.
As we see the save from Pickford to deny Højbjerg, means we're not going to see the likes of Cole Palmer today, because that means he'd have to take one of his subs off, so won't be his day.
Yeah, okay, so the commentator's talking about how we're not going to see Cole Palmer, which is unfortunate, because then he would have to take one of his subs off, because every one of the forward line is a sub now. Oh, except for Bellingham, to be fair. Why would he say that? Why would he say that? Bellingham's still on the pitch. Okay, seems incorrect. And honestly, at this point, I might take Bellingham off for Cole Palmer, right? That could be it. Really could be it. Gotta love Eze, though. Gotta love Eze. Love that guy. What a player. Just wish that this England team looked more like a team. And I wish that they were playing their game. They were playing the game that we would hope to see. They're just not. You're not supposed to be evenly matched with Denmark. You're not supposed to be. And to be fair, you're barely evenly matched. Barely. People could say Denmark is the better team today.
Denmark seem to be the more confident side.
As the commentator is just saying, as I say that, Denmark are the more confident side, clearly. They're not, they were not afraid. Again, I think they saw that Serbia game, that England-Serbia game, and thought to themselves, we're not going to be Serbia. We're not going to let England bully us. We know that when Serbia decided to play less scared, they changed the game. They dominated England. Serbia. Serbia's a good team. Serbia's a good team. But was it Serbia? Was Serbia, right? Not Slovenia. There's too many like Slavic countries with similar colors in their flags. Slovakia, Serbia, and Slovenia. Table here. Okay, so yeah, it was Serbia. And Denmark will have watched that game and said, we're not going to do that. We're not going to make that mistake. We're not going to come in and be afraid of England. Here's Bowen. They could pay now. They could pay now. Because again, even if you're not playing as the team that you should, even though you're not meeting expectations as if you're England, you certainly can have any of the embarrassment of riches of talent that you have on the pitch just step it up for you. and do something crazy.
As ever in this team.
Yeah, it's just brilliant. See him
Oh yeah,
playing football. Such an unbelievable story.
Ericsson coming off. Probably the right move
Hit an
for
absolute
Denmark.
rocket, Sporting Lisbon's Morten Hjulmand. And he's going to be replaced by the
Okay.
defensively
He's
minded
known to have a
Christian
crazy
Lundgaard
engine,
at Brentford.
Ericsson. Actually, people don't talk about it that much, but I've heard a lot of players talk about Ericsson from a lot of fellow players say the guy doesn't stop running.
First goal
The guy just
in the
does
red
not
of
stop
Denmark.
running all game. He's got a crazy, maybe,
Now,
I mean, I don't want to laugh about it, but I mean, the guy did
latest changes
have
made
like
by
a
the
heart
Danish coach.
attack or whatever it was, a stroke, heart attack right on the pitch. Maybe a little bit too much running. Maybe a little too much. Maybe take the,
Aren't related, by the way. The coach and the
one less
player,
kilometer.
Casper Hjulmand, the coach,
One less
Morten
kilometer,
Hjulmand,
but
the midfielder, no relation.
Obviously still on the pitch, still playing at the highest level,
Declan Rice has lost it
so
again.
must be doing something right. And
You wonder if that
England
is absolutely
are
the structure, the way England play. You know what, Arsenal
taking
knows
some
what
risks
the
here.
options are. Look at-
Oh, and there's one of them. There's one of them.
For Denmark, two to pull it back to. Brilliant.
Beautiful recovery from Gahey after losing it. Wow.
That's probably saved the goal.
You can't try and play there. Brilliant from Bar.
Look at him
Look
get
at the
back.
determination to get back.
I mean, number 18 on Denmark, what's his name?
Bar's got to play that quicker. He's got to get it across goal.
Alexander Ba. He definitely could have done better there. If that was somebody else, they would have been
So Scott
a little more
Olsen
in. I
replacing
mean, I guess he was a
Christian
little
Eriksen,
out
corner taking
towards
duties.
the
Oh,
right
it
wing.
went right the way through.
But
And
somebody
that has to
better
go
might have
down
been
as a
more in.
chance.
Gahey,
Christensen in
his
the
bad
middle.
touch.
Came at
He
it
touched it
quickly,
out
had a
wide,
shot at it.
gave Gahey time to get back
Saw it a little bit late.
and challenge him. Yeah, man. You definitely don't want to be giving up a lot of corners here at the end of the game if you're England, man. Jeez, look at that from
That's a good chance.
Poulsen with his arm all the way
Just
around
hits that down into the
Kieran
ground. It's a goal.
Trippier's
Only scored twice
neck.
for Barcelona this season. England have
Yeah, I think you got to take Bellingham off now, honestly. I think you got to take
Carragher's
Bellingham
challenge,
off.
still not away.
That's not
Shot
good.
just wide.
Wow.
My word. Højbjerg. England are all over the place.
Oh my God in heaven.
Southgate points to his head.
Now this game is fun. Finally, this game is getting fun. Gallagher, man. Stay on your feet, bro. Stay on your feet.
Just keep shooting. That's a good chance.
Again,
Just needed that little
Højbjerg is a very complete midfielder.
5 minutes to go
And
if
and
the
he's
team's gonna
a
win it,
he's an
it
enforcer.
looks like it's gonna be
Let's be
Denmark,
real.
and the looks
Tough
on the
guy.
faces of the England fans tell you that they think the same.
Let's see. England definitely taking some risks, as I say. They're pushing up. You know, and that's real dangerous. Look at the backfield.
On by
Look how much
Poulsen,
space.
only to Gahey.
Well, yeah, right off the, what was it? Is that a goal kick right there? I believe so. They're all the way pushed up already.
He spent most of his
Now
career
coming
in
back.
Germany, longest serving player at RB Leipzig. He's played over 400 games in the Bundesliga. Played at Euro 2020 and scored a couple of goals as well.
A little lackadaisical, I gotta say.
Yeah, he's a presence.
Let's see.
Has a
Okay,
chin as well.
taking some risks.
Good header of the ball.
That was Anderson above Bellingham. Damsgaard,
Ay, ay, ay.
Mailer.
Oh, I thought that was a bad pass.
That's asking a lot of Alexander Barr and Kieran Trippier out to shepherd it out for the throw-in.
Okay, on the ball, you got about 4 minutes left to do something. I guess, you know, it's not the end of the world, obviously, for England to get a draw here, but as far as
For Denmark, and a confidence-sapping game for England.
giving your team and spectators confidence that you're there to win this competition, and to maybe,
So much more in the tank in this team.
like, Serbia came out afraid of England. I don't think another team is going to be afraid of England this competition. And England were able to win that game because Serbia was afraid,
It's a foul on
because
Gallagher.
they looked like they lacked
Yellow
confidence.
card, yellow card, having just
So you have to, and Denmark came out today, not afraid. And you have to assume that every single match is going to be the same now. Nobody's going to come out afraid of England after what they've done. Nobody. Slovenia in the next match, you think they're going to... Well, they're maybe a little less quality than Denmark or Slovakia, surely. Definitely lower rated in the FIFA rankings, but you know, if they're smart, they come out going right at England, you know, staying strong. If you're England, you're not going to feel if Southgate doesn't change something in the next match, in the next starting 11, I think it'll be definitely a discredit to his reputation. Discredit. Because after these first two matches, you have to see something's wrong. Now, maybe he'll just not start Alexander-Arnold there. Maybe he thinks that's what it is, and perhaps it sort of is. But maybe a form. I don't think it's going to change the formation, honestly. 3 games in, but against Slovenia would be the time probably. Try something else. Try something else, because you're after the group. You're not going to get another chance to try something else. Or it's going to be risky to try something else. Less risky now. Look at Cole. Just waiting to get on the pitch. Man, bring him on. I would take Bellingham off now. Bring on Cole Palmer. Does he have a change left? So 4 changes have been made so far, and it was 2 substitution moments, as we call it. 2 moments. So they've got 1 moment and 1 sub left. Who's it gonna be? Bring on Cole Palmer. You want to get that goal? You want to get that goal? You want a little something else? Bring on Cole Palmer. Cold Palmer. Bring him on. Take off Bellingham. It's the time. He actually subbed Bellingham off very late in the last game too. And like I say, I think Bellingham is the star player. He should be the star player for England. But right now it's time. It's time for Cole. They can't even play. They can't play out of the back. Make that change. Make that change, Southgate. Ay. Oh, look who it is. Forster. Brendan Foster. Foster. Ooh. Come on, go. Come on. Take it quick. Bring on Cole Palmer, boys. Bring him on. Look at those pulls. How could you complain? I hate players sometimes. Such a referee. The guy makes a blatant foul. And it's like, what happened? Why? Come on, ref. Come on yourself, bro. Come on yourself. It sounded bad. It sounded really bad. But yeah, little actors, little drama queen actors. Look at this. Already a minute passed since the whistle went. I don't see why you don't bring on Cole Palmer now. You know the guy's got a penchant for the fantastic. This referee gives 0 Fs. It's always tough to call foul going the other way when one guy got hurt pretty bad. But you know, sometimes it's right. People get hurt in this game, legally. Come on, boys. Let's see what's up. See what they can do. Minute and a half, boys. Minute and a half. As bad as this game has been,
Pickford sends the
As
free
bad a
kick forward, too
performance.
high for John Stones.
And it has been poor.
Kieran Trippier. I mean, this is the day really where
If they can do something here, they could change the narrative entirely.
England fans. No such thing from the Danish
And then they
supporters.
really can try something different against Slovenia, right? These things matter.
Yeah, and if it wasn't
Yeah,
for
drawing this match is no big deal, really.
switch off, turn it over,
They'll still be top of the group,
England probably wouldn't have scored.
right? Yeah, still be top of the group.
It's a foul on Trippier.
As it stands 4-2, 2-1.
Final minute of additional time.
And Denmark will have to play Serbia
18
next.
minutes and then 16 minutes later, one of the strikes of the tournament.
So yeah,
Goals of the tournament. Morten Hjulmand,
definitely a
an
goal
absolute rocket from
would
outside
be
the
very
box
good
that
for
went
them.
Went in off the England post.
In the
Just
like,
the body language of the
that's
players,
why
the body
these
language of
tournaments
the
are so
supporters
interesting.
tells you the story today.
Because a goal here, while a draw here isn't the end of the world, a goal here can allow you to do a lot more. Can allow you to rest players in that final game, and that getting that sort of momentum, it's like a snowball. Ooh, big decision to make. No penalty. Seconds left on the clock. Can England do something? Put that ball in early, man. No, it has to go in the box, yes. And now it's the end of the match. It looks like he has. Yeah, that's full time. Okay, so yeah, definitely not a great performance from England. Definitely not a great performance by any stretch. Poor result for them as well. Tournament's not over, but again, you get a result in this game. The next game against Slovenia, you can really take some risks and really try something else and see if it works better. And that could really help you in the next round. So they're missing that opportunity, although they might go ahead and do it anyway. But yeah, that's the result today. 1-1 draw. And guys, got a big game at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Italy versus Spain. And I hope you guys enjoy that. And thank you very much for coming by to the stream and checking me out. Anybody who commented in the live chat or anybody who stopped by and subscribed. I hope to see you at the next one. I can't be sure. Look out on YouTube because I will make a post and I will schedule that stream for the next live stream. Watch along. And I hope to see you guys there. Until that time, live football and prosper, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Thanks very much. I'll see you soon. Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer? But it's really called